How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another video on the channel where we are back with week 4 of the ETA Draft League this week against Yasha. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And let's get into the 6 that I think that Yasha is going to bring. And firstly, the Pokemon I expect them to bring is Rayquaza. Not only is it their Uber, but it's probably one of their best Pokemon as well. Of course, E-Speed. It gets a couple of Dragon moves, Draco Meteor. It gets Scale Shot to set up. You can set that up with Source Dance. I have an answer for it, but also gets V-Create, so it's not like an immediate answer. I can't switch in with my Steel types like I want to. Of course, V-Create also drops your attack, defense, and speed, so where it is good, it's also, also sets you back. So that's why they could also run a mix set like I've been doing for the past couple of weeks with some of my Pokemon. They can run Overheat. So that is the first Pokemon. Second Pokemon, of course, Iron Valiant. Another Pokemon that is a big threat, of course. Running Booster Energy, most likely. Vacuum Wave, Fire Punch, of course, Close Combat, Moonblast, a bunch of other moves that it gets. It also could catch me out if I'm not paying attention with Destiny Bond. Can also run Scarf, can also run Specs, has an already good enough speed stat that doesn't really need to invest more into speed and can run that Specs. Terapagos, another Pokemon that is going to be a big problem. It does the same thing pretty much in every battle. It sets up with Calm Mind. It gets a little bit faster with Rapid Spin, can get rid of the rocks if I set any up. And then it just has every special move you would want a Pokemon to have. Aura Sphere, Bug Buzz, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, Energy Ball, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, Meteor Beam if they want to do something with setup, Power Gem, Scorching Sand, Surf, of course, Terrastar, Storm, Thunderbolt, Tri Attack if they run if for some reason they want to run that to get any of the procs with Paralysis, Burn, or Freeze. So a Pokemon that I am pretty scared going against. Of course, they're just gonna run Boots on it. Just put that there. But yeah, they're gonna run Boots on it, of course. Rotom Wash, which is a Pokemon that I'm going to assume they're leading with. Of course, nope, they can run Leftovers or they can run Choice Scarf. They run Choice Scarf. I expect them to run Trick as well. Once again, Rotom kind of does the same thing as it always does. It switches into not very effective moves. It's very bulky. Rotates out with Volt Switch. Of course, Hydro Pump. Can T-Wave my Pokemon, especially the ones I'm saying up. Pain Split to get some HP back. It's Rotom. It does the same thing as it always does. One Pokemon I'm actually pretty afraid of this battle, and I'm so glad it doesn't get any setup moves, like real setup moves, is Arcanine, which is also one of their Terra Pokemon, Terra Grass. Of course, priority in E-Speed, Flare Blitz, but can also run some supported moves, Will-O-Wisp on my physical attackers, Morning Sun to get some HP back, especially after some Flare Blitz. Also gets Teleport for those slow switches into their other Pokemon. So probably the Pokemon I'm most scared of besides Rayquaza and Iron Val, of course. And then Rapska, which is, it's gonna do the same thing it always does. It's gonna Revival Bless or something, and then it's gonna Memento itself so it can get a clean switch into something else. Also, it gets both Light Screen and Reflect, so could run that Future Sight just to catch something off guard. Shadow Ball just as another move into some of my Pokemon like Mismagius and Mimikyu. So it's Rapska. It has bulk. It does the same thing. And then another Pokemon they could bring, but I don't really expect them to bring. I think the 6 that I have above is going to be the team they bring. They have other Pokemon like Darkrai, Mega Metagross, Tangrowth, Mamoswine, but I don't expect them to bring it just because of the numerous Pokemon I have that kind of hit them super effectively, especially Blaziken, which I am bringing to the battle to just give a hint and just, give something away for the team I'm bringing. But Skuntank, technically I don't have any ground type, so it's not too bad of a Pokemon. Of course, like I have ground type coverage, but I technically don't have anything to hit super effectively, so it's a Pokemon they could bring. It's good with status moves, Taunt, Toxic Spikes. If they don't want to set up Toxic Spikes, they just want to get something poison on me. Of course, Poison Gas, Fire Blast, Knockoff, Gunk Shot / Poison Jab. It's a good support Pokemon that they could bring. I don't expect them to bring it, but it's still a pretty good support Pokemon. So that's kind of the 6/7 I expect to see in the battle, and then these are the Pokemon I'll be bringing to my battle. Mimikyu is coming back. Play rough, of course, for their Pokemon like Rayquaza and Iron Valiant. Destiny Bond this time to catch, once again to catch something off guard like Rayquaza and Iron Valiant or any of their fast Pokemon. Will-O-Wisp for the physical attackers or for a Rotom just to chip it off, especially if the Rotom is not leftovers. And then I decided to go with the Endure Custat method just in case their Iron Valiant is faster than me, of course, and then I could catch it out. Rayquaza, maybe it's set up with Scale Shot, as I said before, could be running it, could be not running it. If they set up, I can catch it off guard with the Custat Destiny Bond. So that is what I'm going for with Mimikyu. Hoopa Unbound is finally making its debut. I decided to go with the Focus Sash set and a mixed set with Thunderwave. Hyperspace Fury, mostly for Pokemon like Rotom and Rapska, and just hits a lot of their Pokemon neutrally. Psychic for Iron Valiant and Focus Blast for Terapagos. Of course, T-Wave just to get some speed control. Pray for a paralysis or two just to help me out. Blaziken, I went with a very interesting set. Stone Edge, Close Combat, Blaze Kick, and Hone Claws. Hone Claws, of course, still get the +1 boost for the attack, but I also get that accuracy boost, especially with Stone Edges. I don't want to miss a Stone Edge and lose. Stone Edge is really for catching Rayquaza off, just in case they also run Dragon Ascent, of course, super effective in the Blaziken, so I could catch it off guard with a Stone Edge and 100% accuracy Stone Edge at that. Close Combat, of course, just a great neutral. Is probably his best move besides with Flare Blitz. And I decided to go with Blaze Kick over Flare Blitz literally because of what happened last week, or was that 2 weeks ago? Last week with the Flare Blitz and KOing myself, and I end up losing that entire battle because of it. And Blaze Kick, of course, it gets the crit chance, the high crit ratio chance, and of course it can burn as well, so it's not a bad move. Of course Flare Blitz is better, but for the situation, Blaze Kick is not a bad move to use at all. And Polion also makes his debut for ETA, and I went for a support set. Skull to get any burns on the physical attackers, Knockoff to knock off any boots, Stealth Rock, of course, to knock off Stealth Rock, get the chip that it needs, and then Flip Turn, of course, slow Flip Turns just to get my other Pokemon in. Terra Fairy, that's especially for Iron Valiant and for Rayquaza. Of course, Rayquaza can't really hit me super effectively, but I still don't want, maybe they're running Scale Shot. I'm like, okay, well, this can't hit me. This only can get this hope for the Skull Burn. Well, I Terra Fairy and you can't set up anymore. Of course, I am then weak to Dragons and E-Speed, but hey, certain things you gotta do for the team. Genesect, this time I'm running Scarf. Ice Beam, of course, for the Rayquaza to catch it off. Iron Head, Blaze Kick, for what was Blaze Kick for? Blaze Kick was for something. Oh, it was in case they brought Tangrowth or Metagross. I don't think they'll bring it, like I said, because of Blaziken, but just in case they switch it into on my Genesect, if I don't want to U-turn out into Blaziken, because of course that'd be kind of scary, I could Blaze Kick it, get some chip on it. U-turn, of course, if I'm running Choice Scarf, when I run a fast U-turn into one of my bulky Pokemon, and then a slow Flip Turn into something else. And then the last Pokemon, Walking Wake, Flamethrower, of course, as I mentioned before, Metagross and Tangrowth, just in case they bring that. Hurricane is for the Arcanine, just because, of course, Arcanine being Terra Grass, it loses that water weakness, so I brought Hurricane because I think Arcanine was Flash Fire, right? It gets Flash Fire, Yeah, it gets Flash Fire. So in case they bring Flash Fire because they think I'm gonna bring my Typhlosion, of course, which is Flash Fire, I decided like, okay, well, let's just go for Hurricane since it doesn't get Ice Beam, sadly, which is really sad because I think if I go to the team, if Walking Wake got Ice Beam, it'd be like a lot more dangerous. Of course, Surf, just as a strong stab move, and then flip turn for those fast flip turns into Empoleon, as I mentioned before with Genesect. And yeah, that is the 6 that I'm going to bring. So I will see you in the battle. Hey, here we are with the battle, and if you're wondering why it's in replay mode, I forgot to record it. I forgot to unpause. So here we are with a replay of the battle. So first turn, I Hyperspace Fury because I'm like, okay, they're either Scarf Rotom or they're leftovers or something else. So I just go for a Hyperspace because, okay, I'm like, okay, this may kill, this may not kill, it's a roll. We'll see. So I get down to 14% and they T-Wave me here, and I'm like, okay, at this point, I think I just need to Hyperspace again or Psychic. So I go for Psychic just in case, because just in case they want to Volt Switch into Valiant, I go for Psychic. That way I can also catch out, because they're not going into anything else here. They're not going to Rayquaza. They're not going to Sarpagos to break their Terra Shell. So that's what I was like, okay, I'm going to Psychic just in case they go into Val on the Volt Switch. They go into Arcanine. I sadly get the Paralysis. They go for Will-O-Wisp thinking that I'm going to hard switch maybe into Mimikyu. So I go for a Thunder Wave on them, so that way I'm outspeeding them. I get the Psychic off, and they are para'd, which is really good for me. And then I just go for a Psychic Yang to get the kill. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm ahead here. So whatever they bring in, besides Rotom, I'm going to Thunder Wave. If they bring in Rotom, just go Psychic it. But they bring in anything else, okay, I'm gonna just try and Thunder Wave it and hope for the best. So they bring in Rayquaza, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not killing this. It's gonna kill me. I guess they miss, but I sadly para. At this point, well, I'm like, okay, well, this is rough because now they're +1, and I know they aren't, and I know they weren't like Choice Band or something, because that wouldn't make sense. I go into Mimikyu just because I'm pretty sure, depending on the set they have, I just fully wall it. If it's Scale Shot, E-Speed, I wall it. V-Create was the move I was really worried about because I knew it was going to be like Swords Dance or something like that, so I wasn't really worried. They switch in the Rotom on my Will-O-Wisp because I'm just trying to get the burn off on something, and that's good for me because I'm pretty sure it would have killed either way, but just to not let it get that leftovers recovery is really nice. They go for Destiny Bond here, and I'm like, oh no. But luckily it doesn't kill because I'm adamant, and I go for play over again and get the kill off. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm either like, okay, they have to go into Rapska to Revival Blessing something, or they gotta go into Terapagos and just hope they kill me with a couple of Earth Powers, because it doesn't have Shadow Ball and I wall it either other way. So I do exactly what I need to do. I Will-O-Wisp to get rid of its Terra Shell. Probably can just play rough it, but I would just burn it. That way it's also not getting recovery just in case it's leftovers. I go into Wake just because I'm thinking, okay, I can get more chip on this besides play rough. So I go into their flip turn, mostly because I thought they were going to switch into something else. But since they don't swap, I go into Genesect to resist it, and then I Iron Head. I'm between Iron Head and U-turn here. It luckily, since they Rock Polish, it doesn't give away that I'm a Choice Scarf, but it does make things a bit more difficult for me. So I go switching the Empoleon here on the E-Speed just in case they have that, but of course they will. Then I either get my rocks up here or flip turn, I knock off just in case it's boots. That way I can get my rocks up and then can't switch back in. They get up a Reflect, and here I'm thinking, wait, is it not Revival Blessing? So I go into Blaziken because I'm just gonna set up, because of course Hone Claws into like Stone Edge and stuff like that, but they Memento me, which puts me behind. But I'm thinking, okay, Stone Edge is 100% accurate, maybe I can get a crit. Sadly I don't, but I still do 25. They Swords Dance here, so I'm like, oh no, it's not over, but this definitely is rough for me. But then I realized their set is Extreme Speed Scale Shot, and I'm like, oh wait, I just walled this with Mimikyu. So I switch into Mimikyu thinking, okay, I'll just endure just in case they have V-Create. They're Overheat, which I was really confused about, because V-Create, well, I know why they're Overheat is because of my Genesect and my Ferrothorn, because then they don't have to worry about the V grade lowering speed. But then, so I'm Endure Custap Destiny Bond, and I forgot Custap goes no matter what, even if you are higher priority on the move. So I think, oh no, I'm goobed, like I'm done. But luckily, because of all the special attack drops, it just drops to, it only takes me to 1%, and I'm still able to get the kill off, even though I'm pretty sure I was faster, so I could have just played rough. So I don't know why I did that, especially knowing they have Valiant in the back. But my logic is, okay, I have 2 Scarf guys and they have a Valiant. And here's me thinking, oh, I still don't really know what the item is, but I was only going to assume it was like a defensive item, maybe. I don't even know. I didn't know what the item was going to be since it went for Destiny Bond. I was thinking maybe Custap as well, just to catch something out, especially one, like if they think I'm gonna have a Scarfer, just catching out with Custap. I was like, okay, they probably do that. But sadly, as we're gonna see, their Scarf as well, and they kill me with Focus Blast. They kill me with another Focus Blast. So here I'm like, oh no, it's Jover. But luckily it's not, because I'm Terra Fairy on my Empoleon. But it doesn't matter because they miss anyway. But either way, I have won. And yeah, that was pretty much my week 4 battle. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this little recap since I messed up recording. Please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Look out for my next draft video. Look out for the rest of the videos that come out this week. And I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Peace.